I'm not going to change my mind as we're seeing hundreds of U-turns because they made the wrong decision. Boris Johnson has not been in the constituents for over 10 years. He has not served his constituents how it should be. And I know this because this is what residents have been telling me.
Why are we here today? What are we going to talk about? Because I want to learn more about you. Why don't you tell the viewers?
Yeah, so one of the reasons why we're here today is to help launch one of my campaigns to stand as a candidate in Uxbridge and South Ruislip. And I wanted to have this opportunity to let the residents know and my fellow comrades about myself.
Why are you starting this campaign? What's motivating you? Let's get right into it straight away.
Well, first of all, the residents of Uxbridge and South Ruislip deserve better. They haven't had an MP for the last 10 years who's had a lot of presence. We've had a situation where people are suffering, the energy prices are going up, the cost of living is shooting through the roof, and we've had an economy that's tanked. So who has been representing them today, right now? There isn't anybody. There's no one around. So that's one of the reasons why I want to be here and stand as a local MP. So a little bit about me as to why I believe I'm the right person for this is because when I look at my experience, I've had 3 hard-fought campaigns, 3 against the Tories face to face. I've won 2, lost 1. But losing 1 actually teaches me the hard fact that it's not an easy ride. You've got to work really hard.
So you said that we need someone around, right? Someone hasn't been around. What is the job of an MP? How should the local constituents be represented by the MP?
Being present and having your surgeries. And your surgeries are, again, one way that your constituents can meet with you. And I intend to, like I have had...
But you're not a doctor that you're going to do surgeries. Like, what type of surgery is this?
So surgery is where the residents feel that they need to talk to someone and give them a voice. So one of the things that I propose to do is to have my surgery, like you mentioned earlier. It's not like me being a doctor and people turning out for a 10-minute session, which actually they need a lot more.
As a quick surgery.
As a quick surgery, yeah. But these are where residents really need someone to represent them in the House of Commons. They have a problem maybe with an immigration issue. They can't get the childcare that they need. They need actual support where the rules and regulations of the government have laid down some laws that are not working and not working for the residents of the constituents. So they'll come and meet with the president.
So is it an opportunity for them to be heard, right?
Well, that's it. Not only heard, but for them to be able to have their case represented and solved and fixed. And if they, a Secretary of State needs to be written to, then that'll be the job of the MP to write to them.
So I hear there's been a big drug bust that you dealt with. Tell us more about this. And come on.
Right,
was
okay.
some spy work going on?
So look, everyone knows, wherever you are, especially in London and in the major cities, it's always a drug issue. There was a lot of pressure on me at that time. They were hassling the shopkeepers, allowing them to have access to use their facilities, and they were like literally holding them at knife point. So there was a lot of pressure to solve it, but we weren't able to solve it so quickly because we had a different aspiration, not just to get those people off the street, because you remove one, another one comes back straight away. But we needed to take out the whole operation. So when it actually happened, it was such a relief in that our residents could go about their lives back to normal, how they used to be, and not feel threatened. And what you found was that families came back to the area, the economy grew, the children came from after school, were able to use the parks and not feel threatened in any way.
I want to get more into your motivations, like what makes you tick, like why did you get into politics, like why councillor, why MP now?
The community need a voice, and if you don't have a voice, you can't make a change. So how are you going to do that? And that is one way, through politics. And to affect change, to better people's lives, is why I got into politics. And it was also why I got into becoming a councillor, to making a difference in people's lives. A very interesting thing is, when I became elected in 2014, one of the first things that I did was organise litter pick. I mean, on that first day, we had 15 people turn up. And there was only one lady turned up by the name of Angela Parton. And there was 14 young lads. And she was saying, Hanif, why did you organise this? I've been doing this, trying to find people to get involved. So that sparked off a long-term friend relationship, because we then started the Feltham and Green project, which all related to Freddie Mercury as well. And then outside of that were born many litter picks. And you had an action group came, you had Friends of Hanworth Park House, and it's everywhere you go now, there are litter picks. And so having impactful change on civic pride was really key. Obviously, that's just a small aspect of it.
So that leads me to ask, why should people vote for you? Like, why you? What is it that you bring?
First of all, I'm going to be present. I'm going to be in the constituents. I'm going to be knocking on doors, I'm going to be walking the streets, and I'm going to be talking to our residents and understanding exactly what they need, because they haven't had that. Boris Johnson has not been in the constituents for over 10 years. He has not served his constituents how it should be. And I know this because this is what residents have been telling me when I've been knocking on the doors.
So what makes a good leader? What do you think is needed for this role?
There are so many qualities that you need in a leadership, but you have to look at what we're suffering today, right now. There are tough times right now. People are suffering in so many ways that we can't even imagine. So you need a leader that's got integrity, you need a leader that's got honesty, and you need a leader that's got a cat that wants to shout while you do the recording. Right, that's fine.
Okay, stand by. I'm going to resume on both cameras.
What makes a good leader? What makes you a good leader?
So when I look at this question and I understand it, you've got to look at what's happening right today. We've got situations where people are deciding to put food on the table or heat their homes. They don't have enough money to do the basic things. And it's so important that we solve this issue. Mortgage rates are going through the roof because of these Tories who have trashed the economy, and it has created such a problem in society. So how do you solve these things? So the most important thing I believe is in integrity, accountability, and passion. And when I talk about integrity, I mean about the fairness, about levelling up. I mean about the true justice. Without having true justice, you're going to create chaos in society. Accountability. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to change my mind as we're seeing hundreds of U-turns because they made the wrong decision. You're going to stick the course and you're going to deliver, but you're going to deliver on the right things. You're going to do the right things for society. And passion. Passion is one of those things that is driven, that when you're in the tough times, it takes you through, because passion is very much linked with purpose. If you have a purpose in life, you will rise yourself up and get yourself out of poverty and benefit society in so many ways. So all those three things, and that's what I want to deliver as the Member of Parliament for Uxbridge and South Ruislip. I'm ready and I want to do this now. Thanks for watching, and please like and share the video to make sure that as many people as possible see why I need to replace Boris Johnson in Uxbridge and South Ruislip. Take care and thank you for your support.